Well, a small little update here as well. I'm doing some trading with the elves from Ipirati. Let's see, I'm picking up a whole bunch of gold bars, raw crystal glass, and a whole bunch of food. A couple drink barrels as well, random buckets, and, I figured why not buy a sun gold serpent flail. I don't know, we don't own one. There's also cobra mace and a couple other fancy sounding weapons, but I don't think we're gonna get those. A couple cloaks as well, maybe for someone in the military to fancy up their garb with. A bunch of various seed bags that we're not gonna worry about for the time being because they're all surface plants. Tumbleweed seeds. We have tumbleweeds, dandelions. I think I might be able to... No, lintel, I believe that's a surface plant as well. And I don't know where my farms are gonna go. There's also sun gold bolts here that are insanely expensive. They're decorated with eland horn, and they menace with spikes of well-crafted eagle bone. But look at that, 15,000 dwarf bucks. That would be a lot of socks to trade away. And this is the pages of food I'm gonna buy, trade for. It's all fairly cheap, just like 3 or 4 pages, maybe 6 pages, and 2 pages of silk thread. Why not? The hospital needs it. And 2 pages of cheese, all different types of cheese: donkey, giraffe, camel cheese, goat cheese, boar cheese. There we go. They're making a counter offer. God damn, look at that. They want so much profit. They want 6,000 dwarf bucks profit. Can I give you less profit than that, you greedy sons of a bitch? There's there's other merchants here I'd like to trade with. Okay, good. They accepted less. Ah, wonderful. There's also the keepers here, and let me find out what I'm going to accept from them in trade, and then come back. Okay, we're going to give the keeper civilization here a decent amount of profit. I'm trading away all that stuff I've already got marked over there, and we're going to get a bunch of different bars and gems from them. Handful of glass, raw and green. A couple different barrels of different drink. Nothing too fancy. Pretty much the same stuff we got from the other traders. Various seed bags. I'm even picking up some cobalt arrows for the future battles. Some large gems that they've got marked down fairly cheap, and more food and thread. So yeah, pretty much and cheese. Pretty much the exact same thing from the last merchants. We'll trade it. They're happy. We're happy. Everyone's happy, and our food supplies are through the roof once more. Hopefully for the time being. I'm gonna keep my eyes on that though, because I really do not want... I mean, if I run out of food now, I don't have animals to butcher. I butchered all the adults that actually produce meat when you butcher them. The only things left are the young ones, and they don't give any meat, I don't believe, whenever you butcher them. So the fortress would end up starving to death, and there wouldn't be a damn thing I could do about it, unless I could somehow get the dwarves to start eating each other. I don't think that is possible. Oh well, it's 5th limestone, 1090 early autumn, 131 dwarfs, and yeah, I'm gonna let them get back to it. Well, one of our dwarfs decided that he was gonna make a legendary warrior's artifact, something a little bit, more useful than, say, a cabinet or a mechanism. Pelotap, you were inspired and you created Age Shatast, a pig iron shield. And I don't know who's going to get that. It is called the Contested Bravery, valued at 95,280 dwarf bucks. You put some work into it. This is a pig iron shield. All crafts dwarf ships of the highest quality. It is decorated with tower cap and encircled with bands of pig iron and marble. This object menaces with spikes of pineapple opal and arachna silk. On the item is an image of Squid Gilds, the dread werewolf in cow leather. Squid Gilds is making a plaintive gesture. The artwork relates to the drowning of the dread werewolf Squid Gilds in Shovecopper in the summer of 1078 during a 2-ad, the Onslaught of Crushing. I think... was that drowning? I have no idea. Did we throw one of those werewolves into the volcano in 1078? I think we did. I'm not sure. On the item is also an image of dwarfs in phantom spider silk. The dwarfs are laboring. The artwork relates to the foundation of Shovecopper by the Paddle of Urging in 1076. There's also an image of dwarfs in malachite. So not bad. I'm just going to let it float around for now. Maybe some random dwarf will pick it up, but if I notice that it's just sitting in a stockpile and not being used, like Nazembul was, I will hand it over, forcefully give it to a dwarf. You can see this is one of the first guard towers being built. I've got the 2 crossbows facing the bridge so we can just shoot at it and hopefully rake through the werewolves. I have heard that the civilians who man these things get scared very easy and run away. So this may not work out. They may see the werewolves and freak out, and if that's the case, oh well. I also don't know if they can shoot through fortifications. I might test that out, but if you guys see this video, go ahead and yell at me if you know. I don't know if it's posted on the wiki or not. I'll do some check-in on there. But if it can shoot through fortifications, I'll move them back a square and build the fortifications in front of them. That way they can't be overran that easily. Because right now, you know, if we lose the bridge, it's going to be... yeah, they would just storm right through there. But there is going to be a military squad stationed in each building. It'll be 2 Z levels high, maybe have something in the basement. And they'll have all their food, their bed, they'll maybe train in there. I'm still not sure if they'll do that. I've got the mirror image set up over here. North and south one will be probably exactly similar whenever that time comes. Another lovely artifact for the fortress. This time it's something that we most certainly will use. Chuck Green came to the fortress and pieced together Edo Dadur, a steel battle axe. Let's take a look at that. It's called Borel Arcs, and it's valued at 153,600 dwarf bucks. Wow. It is a steel battle axe, crafted of the highest dwarf ship. It is encrusted with mica, decorated with jackal bone, and encircled with bands of dog leather. This object is adorned with hanging rings of steel and menaces with spikes of mica. On the item is an image of dwarfs and fungi wood. The dwarfs are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of Shovecopper. Apparently the foundation has Shovecopper twice, once in dog leather as well, just for good measure. And on the item is an image of Guilty Blameless, the Spry Depression, the Microcline Floodgate, and Malachite. Well, it's a steel battle axe, so I know it's sharp. I just don't know who's going to get it yet. Again, I'm just going to let it float around for a bit. It'll probably be picked up by one of our woodcutters and used to murder trees with, which is fine by me. The elves will come to hate that axe and know its name, pass down its legend throughout their history, I guess. Who knows, maybe a brave warrior will end up with it. You can see I've got the ballistas built. I'm building in the floors and all of the buildings, as well as the second floors. The second floors are going to house catapults. I believe the catapults will be able to target creatures on the other side of the gate, even if the bridge is sealed. They should be able to launch up and over the wall. If I was reading the wiki right. We'll find out at some point, I'm sure. Doing one of those buildings for each gate. They're all exactly the same. And at some point, they'll probably each have their own burrow and their own squad that lives in them. That's not, well, for you guys it's not too much further away. But it's actually probably a few years away in game time. It is 18th slate, 1091 mid-spring. We've got a decent population as well. The food situation is still kind of a pain. It continues to dip dangerously low, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I've expanded the farms, and all of our cows are continuing to breed again, which is quite nice. I was worried about that for a while. But no one else has starved to death, so I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm gonna let the dwarfs get back to work in the fortress, slowly shaping it into the next battleground. There will be blood spilled before too much longer, I'm almost certain of it. And we've got another weapon named here by the dwarfs. Shatari, you killed a forgotten beast down on the farming level, apparently. You were apparently just walking by whenever I wasn't paying attention, plucked off a few shots and killed the beast. And whenever you walked back up to the surface, you gave your sun gold crossbow that you picked out of the stockpile an aim. You've called it Maiden. Minden. So congratulations. Let's see, there you are with your bear, and you killed a Vuz. Not bad. You also picked off one Dralta at some point down in the caverns. So there's one less forgotten beast to worry about down there on the zoo level. Not that it was a threat anyways. They are pretty much just target practice if they ever walk up to the ledges. So congratulations there. Well, we've got another artifact created in the fortress here. Maybe we can have a long line of just artifacts being created. Babies being born and artifacts being created. I won't have to worry about death for a while. It's called Shish Cat Deer, and it's made by Vosir, and it is the Fang of Glimmers. It took you all of 3 seconds to collect the parts for it, so it doesn't have very much value. 5,880 dwarf bucks. It is a dog leather low boot. All crafts dwarf ships of the highest quality, however. It is encircled with bands of dog leather. On the item is an image of the Mind Flayer Flesh Warper in dog leather. It is making plaintive gesture. The artwork relates to the mortal wounding of the Mind Flayer Flesh Warper in Shovecopper in the early winter of 1079 during the 13th attempted abduction at Shovecopper. On the item is an image of small shops in cow leather. Well, not a bad little boot there. Maybe someone else will come along and make the other boot for that pair there. I believe that's how it happened with our last artifact set of boots. Besides that artifact, nothing but peace in the fortress. Peace and quiet. And I'm hoping it'll stay that way. Another small quick update and another artifact for our fortress. Z-Sword the 7th, you created Arath Imshur, a green glass chain called Vessel Partnered. No idea what we're going to use this for. Maybe to chain up a spider or something that we capture. Maybe if we ever get war raptors we can use this. Something fancy for them. 63,600 dwarf bucks. It's green glass chain crafted of the highest dwarf ship. It is encrusted with marble, decorated with fungi wood, and encircled with bands of morion. This object is adorned with hanging rings of wood opal and menaces with spikes of dog leather. On the item is an image of dwarves in green glass. The dwarves are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of Construct Opened by the Guild of Bowels of the Trade of Nuts in the year 53. And on the item is an image of Squeezing Admired, the lead-high boot in gold. On the item is an image of a cocoa tree and cotton fiber. So you got a decent amount of information carved and plastered onto that chain there. Like I say, I don't know what we'll do with it though. I'm sure it'll be put to use at some point. Well, I'm kind of hoping that this turns out to be nothing. Maybe the dwarf will calm down. But Draconian the 4th, our dungeon master, he's the one who had the highest animal taming skill, so I promoted him to noble status. I figured why not. He's been taming sand lions and jackals and camels and stuff like that, so he's most certainly earned, I guess, that position out of all of the other animal tamers. Okay, good. He calmed down. I was worried that he was going to start smashing stuff and end up getting a beating. That'd be the worst case scenario. It's also the most likely case scenario. Dwarves don't tend to gel their comrades very often. They just hack them to bits with whatever sharp weapon they're holding. I'm also building a philosopher's garden right here. Got some beautiful potted plants right here. You'll be seeing more of these plants pop up around the fortress, I guess, especially outside on this level. They're probably going to line this road all the way around the fortress. I'm also thinking about having roads like this, straight from the center of the stairs all the way back in towards the center stairwell. I'm thinking about having, well, I've already got one there. I may build another one in this corner, and I may build one to this corner. Even though this is where the magma fountain is going to be. Pretty sure it's going to be a magma fountain. Triple H is shooting at the Forgotten Beast, Nustissen. Let's see. Oh yeah, these dwarfs right here, they've been shooting cave carp in the water. No big deal there. But why are you fighting a Forgotten Beast? Oh, that's why. He's standing up on the edge there. He is Nustissen, the Dungeon of Poison. Why is he poison? He's got deadly spittle. Is he standing up there spitting at my dwarfs? Is he possibly the one? Is he possibly the one? No, he hasn't spit anything. I was gonna say, is he the one that's been spreading the plague around the fortress? More bolts go sailing through the air, it looked like. Let's see. I'm gonna scramble a bunch of the military here. Arches are shooting, complex inks, slick earths. None of you are really doing anything. Everyone come station yourself right back here. I don't have too many operations going on around the fortress right now. Oh, why are you dwarfs charging up? There's nothing there for you. Whole bunch of, well, no. Is it still just Triple H? Triple H is shooting. Lord British is shooting. So it's Triple H and Lord British unloading their crossbows up towards the beast. That shot hit. That one hit too. That sounded solid. Wham! One hit, one sails to the side. Unfortunately, I cannot tell who is shooting. Does not show up in my log. I can go like this and see. The mica bolt hits the beast, bruising the muscle from Triple H. The mica bolt strike. But yeah, I'm gonna read my log, and it doesn't tell me who is shooting each bolt. That one was solid. Hit him in the left rear leg and fractured the bone. Ooh, right rear leg, left front leg, fracturing. Maybe they can, you know, paralyze the beast, get it stuck there, and then just use it for target practice all day long. Wow, that was a huge stream of arrows flying by. Shatari's shown up. Hits in the lower body, bruising the muscle. Our legendary archer there. Mr. Insane, he shows up. He's done with the cave carps he was shooting earlier. His first shot hit and bruised in the guts. Come on. Kill him, yes. Somebody killed him. Hang on. Or did he just fall over it? No? Yeah, he just fell over. He turned colors and I thought for a second someone had shot him right in the brain. But no. Maybe he can't stand though. That one hit solidly. Hit him right in the skull. Bruising the skull, fracturing the skull. Let's see. One headshot there. Fracturing the bone. Another headshot. Who's the most accurate dwarfs? Wham wham. You've got 2 headshots in a row. Maybe even 3. Nope, just 2, Mr. Insane. Come on, someone just splatter his brains all over that tower cap mushroom back there. Wham! 2 hits at once. Rear leg and the lower body, bruising the skull. This could take a while. They're just shooting rock-tipped bolts. Ooh, that one was a good one. The beast is having trouble breathing and it hits him in the upper body. Bruising a lung. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere, at least. That one glances off, bruising his muscle in his upper body. 3 shots, only 1 hit. Right in the left rear leg. Left front leg. Come on, man. Someone get a lucky critical roll here. He's not gasping or wheezing, I don't think. Man, he is bruised. His skull is fractured. Beware of its deadly spittle. I guess we're lucky that he's not spitting at us. Or if he is, I haven't seen any. Run before you get spit on, whoever you are. It's Alionair the Fifth. Bruises right in the throat. They're not able to penetrate his scale armor. It just bruises it. Fortunately, I don't think bruising a beast will kill him. And Cicero, you've created Ubasuvek Orunus, a Finite Crown for yourself. You're going to proclaim leadership at some point. It is Scream Crescents, the large whales, valued at 97,200 dwarf bucks. This is a Finite Crown of the highest dwarf ship. It is encrusted with phyllite and studded with black steel. This object is adorned with hanging rings of tower cap and menaces with spikes of phyllite and tower cap. On the item is an image of Kira Wasproot of the Nord and her damned journey to tame the monitor lizards in 533. On the item is an image of a quaint monastery in Cowbone, and on the item is an image of a half moon in black steel. On the other side of the item is an image of a fearsome wings and rope reed leather. That is one badass looking crown. A half moon, a monastery, and yeah, demon wings to signify the power that our future king will have. I guess, I don't know. I'm stretching for stuff here. Hurry up and kill this damn beast. We want blood and you're just bruising him. Like a banana or a ripe, delicious, tasty fruit. Left front leg, lower body, bruising the guts. I would send the dwarfs out there to storm this place and kill all of the forgotten beasts. But there's one out there with deadly dust. And I ain't having that again. I'm not having a whole bunch of my dwarfs. Oh, Draconian, quit throwing a tantrum. You're gonna get yourself hurt. The forgotten beast is probably gonna end up walking away from this, but Draconian, I have a feeling you're going to be hacked to pieces. None of those shots are connecting. Can none of you dwarfs aim? There we go. In the right rear leg. Ooh, another one. Right in the guts. Finally, upper body. Come on, you maggots. Aim tighter. Left rear leg. Lower spine's been torn. He is not going anywhere. Yeah. He's going to be there for quite some time. How many dwarfs do I have? Look, it's a mosh pit down there. It's a party. It's kind of locking up for a moment. That's scary. But yeah, because he's standing on the edge there, none of my dwarfs will run over here, which is where almost all of my alcohol stores are. So they just run around scared, screaming their heads off at the sight of a forgotten beast. And there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Let's see, put a door here. And this little area is actually going to be where I farm a spider silk at, if I'm doing this right. We're going to use the artifact glass chain right there to hold our spider. And in the back corner here is going to be an enemy, something like a jackal. Maybe a werewolf if I ever get a werewolf. And then I'll have a door here that's operated by a lever. And I'll just pull the lever, open the door, the spider will see the jackal and shoot its web all over the place. And then I can lock the door. The dwarves will go in, collect the spider silk, and take it to the looms right here to do whatever they do with it. And you know what? On the jackal here, we're going to use our other legendary rope Lumnanastus, or whatever it's called. I actually don't remember which one is the glass one. Let's see, calcite ring. It is the first one, the one that's going to hold the spider. Irath Slummer. Oh, come on. Why did you... Oh, that's right. They can't even build the glass chain. Oh, finally it's dead. The flying fungi wood bolt hits in the lower body, bruising the guts. I guess they bruised it to death. The forgotten beast. Yeah, it's dead. I think, let's see. Looks like 24 volunteers, you got the kill. Unless anyone else was shooting fungi wood. Dion, no? I think it was 24 volunteers. You got the killing blow. Everyone stand down. The scary beast is gone. Just... Actually, not everyone. Hang on. Shouldn't have done that. And 24 volunteers in honor of slaying your first forgotten beast. You've named your bow Govsnistig Infinol, a dog bone crossbow. But I have to keep a military squad stationed up here at all times. I'll put the walls of order for now. Right here. Because monsters continue to stream in off the edge of the map here. And I'm not gonna seal it off with a wall. I do want to leave at least one area open right here. I mean, I don't know. It's not much risk at all. It's not like having a whole cavern open where anything can wander in from any direction and feast on your dwarves. But there's a small toll price to pay. Nothing's gotten through yet, but you never know. They could be ambushed by a forgotten beast that has poisonous dust and wipe them all out before they can act. I have a feeling that's probably how this fortress is actually going to die. Smoothing down the entrance area here to our fortress. I'm going to leave this area open, by the way. The central stairwell right here. It's not going to have any more walls. There's not going to be any more bridges or moats leading to it. If the enemies get across the bridge and can get through whatever other buildings I build between here and our military squads, then I guess that the central staircase is ripe for the taking. I don't want any more defenses than I've got. The siege weapon shop is all sealed off. And you know what? I think that actually just about does it. I want to check our noble real quick. Make sure he's not acting a fool any more than he normally is. Draconian, drowsy, and miserable. Why are you miserable? Miserable lately admired a fine table, was utterly traumatized by Lesser's pretentious burial arrangements. You're upset because of Vaser's tomb? Tough shit. You can sit there and tantrum until you get yourself punished and learn a lesson. Because even though you're a noble, he's done quite a bit more than you. So, I'm not gonna give you a better tomb. I think, yeah. There is our Dungeon Master's tomb. I guess I could put some stuff in here. Maybe she just wants some cabinets. Or he. Them. Put 2 cabinets. Put 2 coffers. Actually, you know what? I'll put a legendary coffer in there. Why not? Maybe that'll make them shut up, but they're not getting a different one. This is the tomb that they've got, and they're gonna be stuck with it. They can have Catten or Dirdic, though. And 2 statues. 2 bright orthoclase statues. There we go. Do I have anything else I can build in here? A weight set, training dummy, chest table, a display case. I need a clear glass box. Well, I don't make glass. This is my glass. There's my glass furnace. Where's my glass forge? I think I have a glass magma forge down here. I don't know. Maybe I'll get around to making some glass boxes. Magma glass forge. Green glass, clear glass, kennel, bricks, I don't know. I honestly hate making glass. I don't need it. I don't use it for anything except artifacts. I'm not going to build another glass temple ever again. Maybe. Probably not, but oh well. It is 5th Timber, 1092, late autumn. Population of 142 because the dwarfs continue to pump out babies. I know I haven't showcased very many of the babies' names, but we'll see if they make it and grow up. If they grow up and turn into legendary warriors, oh god, you did it. Forget that. Draconian, you are in trouble. But yeah, if they grow up and actually become something, then we'll discuss their names and who their parents were. Till then, just keep your eyes peeled for names that look weird and see if you can figure out who the parents are. Be some type of trivia game for Shovecopper. You are getting it. Okay, I thought Rawl was coming in there to murderize you in your sleep, Draconian, but no. So you smashed, what did you smash? You smashed, where is it? A shished throne. You smashed your throne in there, and then you went to sleep. Justice says... Justice doesn't say anything yet. Well, maybe because you owned that chair, because it was in your bedroom, maybe you won't be punished. I am gonna be kind of disappointed if you don't get punished. I guess I better build another chair there. There's another shished throne, you bastard. Justice yet? Okay, well, if he gets justice, I'll come back and we can all laugh at his misfortune. Otherwise, just assume that you're off the hook this time, Draconian. You're off the hook this time. Well, this fight should be fairly quick. Unfortunately, our justice system never actually got to be put into effect with our newfound noble Draconian here. Well, he was Draconian. He decided to finally stop throwing a tantrum and just go berserk. So he's getting ready to go on a rampage right now. I'm changing the shape of the guard buildings a little bit. I'm removing the exterior door, and I'm going to connect them all to the central stairwell underground, so they'll be a little bit safer. But he was out there tearing up the roadway here when he finally snapped. He's got his baby on his back, Rawlian, and he doesn't have any armor on, he doesn't have any weapon. I'm getting ready to sick Passacoy after him. Passacoy is one of the thirds, a long-time dwarf in this fortress, one of the few thirds remaining. He's also the leader of one of our reserve squads that are manned with 10 units, and he's a legendary swords dwarf. Legendary engraver. Well, he's a legendary swords dwarf, and an adequate teacher. He's basically going to make mincemeat of this berserker here in a moment. Let's see. You are the teeth of creation, so we'll just scramble you, give the kill command, and bite the trigger. Here we go. Passacoy charges over there. Let's see, I think you bit him, you freak. Passacoy bites Draconian in the upper body, bruising the muscle and bruising the liver. He sinks his teeth in. Passacoy shakes Draconian around by the upper body, tearing apart the upper body's fat. The baby cells clear and rolls off into the sand. Passacoy draws his sword and slashes Draconian in the left hand. The hand falls. Passacoy also pulls the sword back and stabs Draconian in the lower body, bruising the muscle and bruising the womb. Another blow with the sword strikes Draconian in the upper body. He slams his shield into him, bruising the muscle and bruising the left lung, driving him backwards, and finally, with one final stroke, he takes the copper sword, twists it around in the upper body, right through his heart, and then spills his guts on the ground, and then he is no more. Well, at least you'll get to use your tomb that you were so upset about, you little crybaby dwarf. Holy crap. It wasn't worth throwing a tantrum over. Let's see. He will be buried right here. The first tomb that's actually going to be used. And I had just engraved all the floors. Look, here's an image of ferrets. An image of catapult parts. Ghostly flames. Elven fool. Dumb elven fools. A quiver. Ooh. Engraved is a Swiss Army rendition of a well-designed image of an anvil. The anvil is this image of the paddle of urging. Good lord. An image of a rock melon. Engraved on the floor is an image of Ugash, the gem of echoing, the deity of caverns, mountains, and earth, depicted as a male ice dwarf. He's contemplating. And let's see, what do we got here? Another rendition of you. The image of Trade of Nuts. An image of a quiver. An image of Arist Roasted Whipped the Matched Conqueror, the deity of death, war, and fortresses, depicted as a skeletal female stone dwarfette, and two dwarfs by Avuz Rikimonum. The two dwarfs are praying. Arist Roasted Whipped the Matched Conqueror is contemplating whether he should smite them or not. Engraved is an image of an anvil. Yes. Splints. And let's see, engraved on the wall is a finely designed image of Amshir Fleshy Construct, the silky blanketed morality, the gargoyle by Gamelin. Fleshy Constructs is traveling. The artwork relates to the wandering of the gargoyle Fleshy Construct in the humid deserts in 925. He was tired of flying around. He decided to go for a walk. Engraved is the finely designed image of Two Spinach by Gamelin. He was all over this tomb. A rendition of you, Lonely Fields by Aerith. Glen Ray, well-designed image of you, yes, you all over the place. Image of rings. Figurine, there's got to be some amazing story in here somewhere. I still haven't done my legendary pillar engraving jet went by where I switch off all of the lowly rookie engravers and just leave the level 20 and highers. An exceptionally designed image of Braved Famous, the Diamond of Iron, the Cyclops, his Wondering, and 196. What about our dwarfs? Foundation, 2 buckets, exotic libraries. Cage on the floor, bustling crowds. Let's see, this relates to the appointment of the Obsidian Dwarfette Eater to military commander in 1076 whenever we were having our little spasms and didn't know who I wanted to lead it. Journey of the Keeper Whiskered Clenched in 526. Forgotten Beasts by Gamelin. Nightmares that he's had of them. And this relates to the foundation of the Trade of Notes. So nothing too amazing there. I'm still letting a lot of the dwarfs actually practice their smoothing down skill. That's what all of this smoothing was for. I've been smoothing various other parts of the fortress. I'll probably smooth down this tunnel soon. Yeah, just lots of stuff to smooth down. Let them work on it. And then I'll probably kind of min-max my dwarfs for maximum creativity and skill usage. I'll take the most creative dwarfs that have the highest ranking creative skills in their bio, which I can easily parse with Dwarf Therapist, and I'll just enable them, so at the end of it there'll probably just be like 2 or 3 highly skilled legendary engravers running around engraving all of these pillars, and hopefully they'll tell us an awesome story. If they don't, we'll put them to death in a gladiator pit filled with jackals and sand lions and other fun stuff. First guard tower here. This is the finalized design, by the way. There's going to be beds, tables, 2 ballista that can't be reached from outside, and catapults up top. That, hopefully, will not end up killing my own dwarfs. I really have a bad feeling about these siege weapons. They might be more trouble than they're worth, but I'm going to find out because you guys suggested it and urged it on, so by God I will. And the last thing I'm going to show before I leave is all of this shit right here. This is all windmills. Every single windmill in this row and in this row is going to be hooked up to one huge, I guess, magma pump right here. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do magma or water. It's going to be the very last thing I actually enable in this fortress because it will signify the final FPS blow for the fortress, and I will no longer be able to continue playing. But that'll be the crowning achievement of this fortress, I think. It's going to be a huge moat that goes all the way around the walls. It's going to go underneath the roadways here in every corner. Who knows? Whenever it loops around the back here, I might actually bring it down in some type of pattern. I don't know what I could do. There's so many options. I mean, it's just preliminary rough ideas that I throw out there while I go through this. Sometimes I ramble, and it's part of the planning process. It's got to be done. So it is 16th Opal, 1092 Midwinter, population of 141 since Draconian decided to suicide himself against Passacoy's righteous blade. And I'm just going to continue building these windmills and getting these guard towers finalized and set up with their little underground routes. From Rarilli Mona, those dirty damn elves have shown up, and I decided to do a little bit of trading with them. Salty Nut found it in his heart to put down any other chores he deemed more important than trading, and actually made it to the trade depot this time. He's had some difficulty in the past, hobbling his broke ass up here. He does have some difficulties getting around, I think. But we're trading for a whole bunch of spellwood bars, because quite frankly that's really the only time I can get spellwood. Also getting a scorpion cage. I would buy a bear cage, but we have enough bears running around at this point that I don't need to buy any from them. But the big item on the list is another blood spider. Yes! This will make 2 blood spiders. And with any luck, maybe they'll start breeding at the same rate that the bears have been breeding. There's also a whole bunch of barrels, of different types of wines and beers, and of course the required 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 pages of food and thread. They're making a hefty profit. Oh, once a beautiful tree. Oh god, those bastards. Oh, of course I would have some piece of wood in here. Phantom Warthog. Well, you know what, maybe we... well, we're getting that scorpion anyways, even if I have to seize this stuff. I hate Spellwood Flask. I bet you I've got a whole bunch of Spellwood stuff marked. I want that motherfucking blood spider. They're not getting out of here without giving it to me. If they won't trade for it. I'm gonna do one quick silkworm. I'm gonna do one quick fly through of all these items here. Black steel, bracelet, oaken amulet. Damn, there is one. I'm probably missing a few pieces of wood. I'm sure I've already zoomed over a couple pieces. Blood spider treated stuff. I want the blood spider. A whole bunch of pigtail stuff. Gremlin leather, no. I got pages and pages of this stuff to go through, I think. Mastiff, no. Arachna cotton fiber. Well, I guess that's it then. I'm gonna try once more, and then I'm gonna seize their stuff here if they don't want to do business. Trade. Once a beautiful tree, it is but a rude bauble. Screw it, I'm seizing your stuff. Take what you wish, I can't stop you. Well, I hate being a thief. They pack up their stuff and leave, but that's the only other time so far in the past almost 2 decades that I've seen another blood spider. I'll be damned if I'm letting that get out of our grasp. It's simply not gonna happen. I'm sure they'll get over it, or they'll siege us with the werewolves whenever the time comes, and we can spill their blood until they're ready for a peace treaty as well. Whatever they want, I guess. Got a whole bunch of animals in here waiting to be tamed. Camels that I'm gonna tame and slaughter. Still got sand lions. We've even captured a couple eagles. Not giant eagles, mind you. Just regular eagles. Lives high in the mountains and hunts rodents. It's not big enough to hunt dwarfs. Or if it were trained by us, it's not big enough to hunt elves. Got a bunch of goats in there. There's also some hoary marmots in there as well. I have a feeling we'll tame them. Yeah, we'll tame and butcher pretty much all of them. Some of this music you're hearing, I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's from the game Nimbus. I caught it in Jeff's stream. And that game... I'm not too much into the gameplay, but it's got a pretty awesome soundtrack. Pretty laid back and relaxing, at least. Well, I guess that's it. We'll see what comes from our seizing all of their stuff. It is 27th Fell Site, 1093. I'm just letting the dwarfs mingle. Really, probably start pumping out more babies all over the place. There's a baby. Jake Zula. Baby of Jake Dog and Shake Zula. There's a whole bunch of random babies that I haven't even covered running around the fortress at this point. Who knows how long they'll live. Well, I figured now is as good a time as any to do a little status update on the fortress here. It is, let's see, 19th Timber 1093. Moving into late autumn. The winter season will be here soon. And Nish Ishlam has arrived, as well as an orcish caravan from Guanchan Chui. Let's see. Unfortunately, it does not look like they arrived with a liaison, because Vaser still has the previous liaison locked up in some type of political mortal combat, seeing who will flinch first. In fact, I want to find Vaser. I want to see who he's standing around with. Let's see. Apparently, is he right there? Yeah, he's at the depot. That's weird. And Nil Minepools, the liaison, is right there next to him, standing amidst the rotten food at the trade depot there. Pretty much a constant source of miasma at this point. As for the big changes in the fortress, Oh look, Celt Knight, you've grown attached to a bronze shield. But as for the big changes in the fortress, I have this pathway here that you can see flashing, the walking ring. That is set to constantly be patrolled by several squads. They will be patrolling that year-round. And the archer towers are little burrows I have set in front of the fortifications here. They are set to be guarded pretty much year-round by our various archer squads. So hopefully there'll be people in the towers, in the corners, guarding the overpasses, the gateways into our fortress. It's something that's going to take time, I think, for it to actually play out, and to get dwarves, I guess, activated and following the orders. But yeah, they do walk around the ring, they guard it, they patrol it. And when the ambushers and invaders show up, hopefully we'll be ready for them. I've got the siege machines on the north gate and on the south gate, manned year-round and set to prepare to fire. As soon as an ambush happens, I'll give the command and we'll watch them hopefully rip through the illithids or kobolds or, you know, whoever shows up. The Nagas, the damn werewolves. But that's the first thing that we're going to be testing, really. Here's two more siege things. Two more ballistas, not siege things. Let's be specific here. But two more ballistas manned year-round. And Swiss Army, you've begun a mysterious construction, creating another artifact for us. Let's see. I think we've had a couple that I didn't go over. Did I go over ring sculptured here, a mastiff leather loincloth? It was pretty crappy. I don't even remember who crafted it. I think it was Chuck Green or something. And then the tuft beach of whispering here. Omer is contemplating. The dwarfs are praying. A shished amulet. I think I talked about that one too. I'm not talking about every single artifact that everyone makes, unless it's awesome. Well, I mean, let me, I guess I'll be even more specific there. If an NPC dwarf makes the artifact, unless it's extremely awesome, I'm not covering it. If one of the subscribers, if you make an artifact, I'll cover it. Even if it's just a dog leather loincloth with spikes of dog leather, encrusted with dog leather, I'll still cover it for you. I hope these merchants have brought some good stuff for us. Our food supply, I could use more meat. But we've got plenty of other. What is other at this point? Prepared meals, got 991 prepared meals, wow. Prepared blood spider intestines, that sounds delicious. Owned by the walrus. Ingredients are minced cave, tortoise tallow, and well-minced prepared blood spider intestines. Jaguar hearts. Camel kidneys. Been butchering all those dumb camels that wandered into my traps. Chopped mastiff liver. Plump helmet burger. That sounds just frightfully delicious. Cappy, you own that. It is a plump helmet burger. The ingredients are well minced dog tallow and minced plump helmet. What else have you guys been making? Giant ant tallow fries? God damn, they can make everything. Ingredients are minced cave tortoise tallow and minced giant ant tallow. I have more than enough tallow for the dwarfs to cook with at this point. Dog tallow iron ration? Ingredients are minced dog tallow and dog tallow. Oh. They're gonna be so sick of plump helmet and tallow. Plump helmet complex salad. Exceptionally prepared plump helmet complex salad. The ingredients are masterfully minced dog tallow, exceptionally minced prepared camel spleen, masterfully minced plump helmet, and more exceptionally minced plump helmet. A wonderful combo there. I don't know which symbol is better here. That's 49 value, 140 value, 47 value. I guess this little dwarf buck symbol means that it's the highest rank. The best prepared meal it possibly can be. A plump helmet ascalopes. That's 5 of them. Minced mastiff tallow, minced dog tallow, and 2 helpings of delicious plump helmet. Prepared mastiff spleen pizza. The dwarfs have all types of recipes. Cow tallow ragout, sweet bread pizza, Ravioli. Plump helmet ravioli. Okay, what are they making to drink? Dwarven wine. Wow. Stack of 2 dwarven wine. Lots of dwarven wine. Apparently all they're making is dwarven wine. Just stacks and stacks of dwarven wine. Watermelon brandy. Most of this stuff right here is stuff that I've bought, I believe. You can tell if you've made it or bought it, I believe, based on the formatting that it's put in. If it's got these little, I guess, what, I don't know what these are called. I'm retarded right now. Parentheses or something? It's not parentheses, but whatever. These little end cap bubbles. The humps. If it's got these humps, it means you've bought it. No humps means it's yours, I think, that you produced it. I could be totally wrong there. In fact, I probably am. Salty Nut, you are requested at the depot. You're bringing items to the depot. I've got a whole bunch of finished good bins being hauled here, so I can continue to offload clothing and various other trinkets that I don't need. Just get them out of our stockpiles, out of our fortress, and, yeah, hopefully get something decent in return for it. Almost everyone has a war animal at this point. You either have a mastiff or a bear. I do not believe... Let me check the list. Black bears. I believe it's just bears and mastiffs that can be tamed. I was hoping that the sand lions would be tameable, but so far they're not. Well, not tameable, but war trainable. We do have some pet sand lions still in their cages. I'm probably going to butcher them and turn them into food before too much longer. I want their cages empty, dang it. They don't need those cages. They're living in them rent-free in my stockpile. All these little slackers are. Got 2 blood spiders chained up in their individual bedrooms. One's a female, one is a male. Extremely nice. Let's see, I don't know how to read the symbol. There's an amulet, there's a sack, so pretty self-explanatory, I believe. Sack says it's a he. Amulet says it's a she. Okay. Hopefully she'll lay an egg somewhere and a whole bunch of blood spider babies will hatch out at some point. Unfortunately, I can't train them to be war blood spiders either, but it'll be nice to have them around. I'll put them as guards. I believe that they'll still attack enemies if they make it in it, so they'll guard our stairwells and stuff like that. This fortress is going to be very tough to lose at this point, in my opinion, if I play it smart. I mean, I can already seal the fortress off and recover from just about any wounds that we may suffer. If I lose 80 to 90 dwarves in a siege fighting off the werewolf horde and just walk out the other side with 10 dwarves, provided they're not insane, even that would be salvageable. I don't know about running into another batch of plague, though. That could possibly be the doom of the fortress. So, I'm going to let the dwarves get back to it. I'm going to get to trading soon. I may come back and show you guys what we trade for. Otherwise, just know that it's food, it's thread, it's whatever alcohol they've brought. Very unlikely that they brought any animals worth trading for at this point. I don't want any more frame busters in my fortress. In fact, I am ready for combat. We've got a population of 141, and you know, I'm ready for siege. My building phase has been quenched for just a little bit. I don't really want to do any more building. I've spent a week of my real life time just building. I'm ready to see these dwarfs spill a little blood in my name and for my amusement, damn it. I still don't know how I'm going to hook up all of these windmills either. I had gears underneath each one, and then axles to chain them all together, but it seemed like it wasted a whole bunch of power, so I'm still trying to figure out exactly the best way to chain together a whole bunch of windmills. It's possible that I can't harness all of the power from these. Like, all those windmills chained together, it was giving me something like 140 power, but out of that 140 power, 100 of it was being used just to turn the gears and axles. That would not leave very much for a pump stack here. In fact, I don't know if I'll ever get to a pump stack. That just might be some type of vision that goes unfulfilled. We'll see. Let's see. Swiss Army, you've created Eisennikas, a phantom spider silk robe. You made it for yourself. It's called Stilled Pride, valued at 63,360 dwarf bucks. All crafts dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with mica, decorated with mastiff leather, and encircled with bands of aquamarine. It is made from phantom spider silk cloth. This object menaces with spikes of phantom spider silk, mastiff bone, and more mica. On the item is an image of Zaz Knife Golds, the shroom dwarfette, and a horse-boned gauntlet in mica. Zaz is raising the horse-boned gauntlet. The artwork relates to the masterful horse-boned gauntlet created by the shroom dwarfette Zaz Knife Golds for the Paddle of Urging at Shovecopper in the late autumn of 1080. Well, no idea who Zaz is or was. Probably was at this point. I'm sure that you've probably died by now. But yep, thank you for your contribution there, Swiss Army, and hopefully it doesn't go to waste. Hopefully someone claims it and wears it. Otherwise, I might, could I assign that? Let's see, could I make Vaser wear that dress? Go to equipment here. Where are you at, Vaser? Your squad is the Lusters of Wire. Now let's see if I can remember how to do this. Equipment, yes. I want to do... Where would it be? It would be under armor. Specific armor. Hey, there it is. Eisennikas. So, congratulations, Vaser. You are now going to put on Eisennikas. What was it? A cave spider silk robe? A phantom spider silk robe. I think you've earned it. It's not a dress, like I was kind of thinking it was, but it'll do. It's a royal robe for our royal mayor. Just don't go spill too much blood on it, please.